Hello everyone, and welcome to my presentation on the use of immersive technology in real estate sales. In this presentation, the two main technologies that we'll be talking about are augmented reality and virtual reality. Augmented reality overlays content in the real world directly inside a camera experience. This is typically done through your phone or through AR glasses, which we'll be seeing more of. Virtual reality is where a completely virtual world is created and a user enters that world, typically wearing a virtual reality headset. So an example of augmented reality is the Pokemon Go app, where a digital Pokemon is placed into the physical world, or the face filters that you see on Instagram and Snapchat, where you are overlaying digital content, i.e. the filter, onto your face in the physical world. Virtual reality is it when you are in a different environment. So this means when you are put on a headset to play a game in which you are transported to the world in which the game is happening, and then you are now a character inside the game. So this is not happening in your physical world, this is happening in a virtual world. Who's using AR and VR? So those are the acronyms that we use for augmented reality and virtual reality. Augmented reality is typically said as AR, and virtual reality is typically spoken as VR in the industry. Some of the world's largest companies are using AR and VR in various forms throughout their businesses. The world's largest companies are using AR and VR from anywhere ranging from training to manufacturing to supply chain to marketing and various other business units to create efficiency. AR and VR are experiencing massive growth, with the top 2,000 companies in the world, with 90% of them saying that they have an AR or VR strategy coming up in the next few years. And as the world grows, the size of the industries, both AR and VR, on average, are expected to grow at an annual rate of 25% year over year for the next 5 years. So, in this presentation, we're going to focus predominantly on augmented reality, but also touch on virtual reality. So AR by the numbers, why is it important? Why should businesses use it? And why should businesses use it, especially in real estate? So one, by AR, some brands are seeing engagement time go up by almost 5x. Now, in a world where people are very quick to move from photo to video and scroll down their phones, keeping someone engaged is very important for a brand. The metrics that they're trying to achieve can convert users into customers. AR also has shown to increase purchase intent by 11x. In terms of conversion rates on sales, we've seen rates of up to 3x conversion when companies are using AR as opposed to traditional marketing, photos and videos. And projected AR expenditures between hardware and software and ancillary expenses is expected to be $70 billion in 2020. Here's some facts about AR and VR. AR enhances upper funnel awareness. It boosts lower funnel conversions. So this is the marketing funnel where it goes from attention to conversion. So it increases and enhances attention, it boosts conversions on the lower end, and AR, as of today, can be done and used on 2 billion smartphones. And so with the world having a device or a mobile tablet or a phone in their hands, most of the time, AR is very easy to scale across these devices. So almost anyone in the world with a phone that's 2 years or newer and an internet connection can experience AR. There's some favorable KPIs that AR campaigns have achieved with major brands. Asus achieved 10 times greater engagement with AR ads in Facebook. Kia achieved a 46% boost in dealer inventory searches and 20% boost in phone calls. Home Depot achieved a 2-minute plus engagement time and a 12.5% click-through rate, and the Kyrie Irving 4 shoe by Nike sold out the entire worldwide stock in just under an hour. There are many disruptive business models that we've experienced, the world's experienced in the last the last 20 years. Some of them being Amazon taking over traditional brick and mortar bookstores, Netflix replacing Blockbuster, where Uber and Lyft are replacing taxi companies, and traditional music and CD sales are being replaced by Apple Music and Spotify, lodging in hotels being replaced by Airbnb, and traditional phone carriers being replaced by companies, or being expanded on by companies like AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile, allowing their users to experience things like 5G and edge computing, which are changing the face of the telecommunications game. So AR and VR are seen as disruptive marketing models, disruptive manufacturing and supply chain models. So we're going to show you a few of the examples of what we've done specifically in AR and VR and what that means and what that looks like specifically in real estate. So first things first is marker-based AR. Marker-based AR is when you have a target which is recognized by the computer vision, and then it brings something to life. So here is an example that we did where we brought a beauty box to life. So when you pointed your phone at it, a video of how to use the makeup was brought up. Another example is using marker-based AR to lead to a commerce experience. So this is where, for a proof of concept, we're able to bring a beauty box to life, and then on that beauty box, you're able to see it through your phone, come to life, and then click on the Shop Now button, and from Shop Now, go to their website and purchase their item from the website. So now, when you see this, is you can transform traditional signage or traditional boxes into living videos, or make it come to life in your space in front of you. A billboard or a sign or a poster can now come to life. Imagine the possibilities for real estate. A real estate sign, an end user could be walking down the street and a real estate sign could come to life with a walkthrough video of what the house looks like on the inside. That was marker-based AR, where the computer vision needs to recognize something in order to trigger an experience. Next is marker-less AR. This is where we're putting digital objects into the physical world without the need for the device to recognize anything on the other end. So this is an example that we've done for packaging in terms of bringing nutritional food and placing it on your counter. And in this example, we also had a voiceover explaining the benefits of this item and then being able to go to the website and purchase it directly from the website. Another example of this is for equipment. So now, for equipment suppliers, we are able to take equipment and show how it looks in the end user space. So this saves time and energy for salespeople on having to transport equipment and go to trade shows and fairs to be used at a demo, when now you can take your equipment, you can take your demonstration and send someone a link where they can try and place it in their own space. So now getting into how AR and VR are useful for real estate. AR and VR are interactive, they're data-driven, and they're innovative. It's a new way for someone to experience real estate without ever having stepped foot outside their home. It's a new way of being able to set foot in a building that doesn't exist yet. It's a new way of being able to view models of buildings and being able to collaborate with architects and engineers in real time. So, one of our expertise at Genius Ventures is the real estate space, and we've done numerous activations and have learned a lot. And in this presentation, I wanted to show you exactly what AR and VR in real estate entails. So one of the ways that AR and VR can help real estate, this is AR, is being able to bring a scale model to life in your living room or in your office. Now, in North America, these models typically cost $25,000 to $75,000 US. And if you need to paint the building, someone's got to do it by hand, and these are very difficult to transport. Using augmented reality, we're now able to display this model wherever we are in our home and keep a library of all of the previous models that we've built and all the buildings that have been created. So we've worked with some major land development and architecture firms on building an inventory of their previous scale models so that future stakeholders and investors can review and then be able to see what a building is going to look like in the future, or look at what past projects had looked like. The next, that what you can do, you'll see here, our head of partnerships, Mara, is walking around in an open field, whereas in her tablet, she's walking around a real estate unit that doesn't exist yet. So we fabricated this from a 2D floor plan of a unit that's going to be built in 2 years, but yet Mara is walking around through it long before it exists. And if you look at the quality, so now this can be used as a tool for realtors to be able to allow consumers to preview their units in the future before they even put a down payment or buy them. Or it can be used as a tool for land developers to entice stakeholders to invest in the building or to invest in their projects, so they can see exactly what the units are going to look like, how they're going to look. And so that's one model, is augmented reality. You're now able to walk around in your physical space, but being able to walk around, you're also walking around into a future project. And now we realize, in AR and VR, there's a lot of people don't have the ability to walk around. So a lot of companies, and including us, use something called joystick navigation mode. And this emulates what you would do on an Xbox or a PlayStation game, where you use your phone or your tablet as a controller. And now, just like in a game, you are able to view this unit, you're able to walk up and down, and in some versions of our demo, you're able to change the color of the floors and the paint on the walls and the furnishings, so you can customize the unit to yourself long before you ever buy it. Yeah, we've also been able to create, and other companies also put this into their assets as well for AR and VR real estate, is finger navigation mode, where it's very much like what you see for units that already exist. You're now able to navigate around your future unit by just tapping your fingers. The other thing that AR and VR can aid in in real estate sales is showroom customization. So now you're able to show future homes and future units and future commercial spaces, but allow the end user or the stakeholders to change the walls and the floors and the paint and really customize this future real estate to themselves, so they can envision themselves being in it, which also thereby increases purchase intent. So with VR and AR real estate, there's a lot of opportunity to do things that you could not do in the physical world. And that includes customizing a home, or walking through a home, customizing a home in seconds, or walking through a home that doesn't exist yet, or seeing a building that would be a scale model where you'd have to visit a showroom to see, and now hundreds of people can view it at the same time. So one of the things that AR and VR provide is scale. And what AR and VR, the showrooms building them out, there's no permits required, there's no need for tearing them down, and you can showcase to an international buying pool without the need for travel. With the tabletop maquette, it can be placed anywhere and taken to off-site presentations. And you can also add interactivity like changing the time of day and realism. And with all of these products, you can share with just a link to someone. So now you don't need to travel across the country to view a home that you may or may not buy. You can view it with just a link, someone sending a link to your phone. We can also track data. So for a land developer, they can see, if they send this out to 10,000 people, exactly where each one of these consumers looked and how long they looked and what colors they changed the floors of the wall to, so they can see what purchase intent looks like for their user base of potential clients. And for for land developers, this can also be used as a tool to mitigate risk. If you were building a project that's 50 million or 100 million or 250 million, you want to be able to mitigate your risk by bringing on investors and stakeholders, and using this as a tool to be able to showcase what the future unit looks like. You can therefore mitigate your own risk as well. So how AR and VR stimulates the brain? Specifically AR delivered almost 1.9 times the level of visual attention compared to their non-AR equivalent, and memory encoding is 70% higher with AR. So this means how much information you actually retain. Brain activity measured using headsets during AR and VR. On the left side, you'll see a normal brain. On the right side, you'll see high brain activity when a user is interacting with an AR or VR experience. So AR and VR benefits summary. Why can you use this in overall sales? Why should you use this in your business? Why is it relevant to real estate? So it's personalized. Like we said, you can personalize a showroom or a unit to yourself in AR, VR real estate. It's memorable because you're doing something that you can't do in the physical world. This drives nearly a 4 times increase in retention. It's engaging, whereas the showroom customization, where you can switch the colors or you can make it feel like your own, it's now much more engaging than a showroom where you can't customize anything in real time. And in AR, you can make it localized. So as we were talking about the example of driving by a home and pointing your phone at the sign can then give a tour of that home based on the location you're at and correlating with the home that you're in front of. So AR and VR increases brand recognition, as this is a new way for brands to showcase their abilities and showcase that they're a forward-thinking, innovative company. It leads to brand engagement, which allows people to keep coming back to experiences and therefore creating social and viral experiences. You know, if somebody experiences an AR showroom that they really like, that they can customize and they can share that to a friend, a lot of people are willing, and as the metrics have showed, almost 63% of people experiencing AR for the first time share it as well. On the last end of this presentation, just showing some other things that can be done in sales with augmented reality. Some of the things you can do, you see here, is bringing objects to life in hyper-real quality and placing them in your home long before you buy them. So real estate's one example, but as you've seen what we've done for some major luxury fashion brands and shoe brands and racing chair brands, is now you're able to place these things in your living room and try it before you buy it, basically, and see how it looks and how it might resonate with you. This is what some companies have done with furniture, allowing you to place furniture in your house before you buy it. And another example of the virtual worlds and the virtual real estate of this apartment that was created long before it was actually built, but in AR and VR. And so with that is my presentation. Thank you everyone for tuning in and listening. And if you have any questions, always feel free to email Genius Ventures or Nav@Genius Ventures Inc. on the future of AR and VR in sales and specifically real estate. Looking forward to it.
A gate is all that separates the everyday from the exceptional, the regular from the refined, the out of the way from the central, the ordinary from the beautiful, the uninspired from the uplifting, at Cairo Gate. Boutique lifestyle living is just a gateway away. Cairo Gate, a lifestyle as unique as your signature.
So I think it's break time. Go grab your coffee and have a little break and see you at 1.